Okay, good morning and welcome to a regular meeting of a panel of utility commissioners and staff of the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, held today, Wednesday, June 22nd at 10 a.m. by remote teleconference. My name is Chairman Marissa Gillette, and I'm joined virtually today by my colleagues, the Vice Chairman Jack Bukowski and Commissioner Michael Karen. We have a regular meeting a regular calendar as well as a consent calendar in front of us today. So we will turn first to today's regular calendar. The first item on today's regular calendar is docket number 201230 WI03, the application of the Connecticut Water Company for a water infrastructure conservation adjustment, the semi-annual filing report. And we're going to turn to Authority Staff Engineer Maria Schul to give the presentation for the panel's consideration, please. Ms. Schul, if you just unmute yourself, please.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman, Vice Chair, and Commissioner. The Connecticut Water Company submitted a semi-annual filing report on April 26, 2022, and requested that the authority approve an incremental WICA surcharge to become effective on July 1st, 2022. The authority reviewed the application
Okay, I think we may be having some technical difficulties with Ms. Schul. Okay.
19 new projects 442, 447, and 470 through 486 as WICA eligible projects. The authority reviewed them and approved 16 out of 19 proposed new projects and partially approved another project. Projects that are not approved are pump projects to replace pumps that have not been used through their life expectancy of 25 years or have less than 1 year of life expectancy. These projects are 483, 485, and project number 482, specifically Powder Hollow Well 5. So this is partial for project 482 is partially approved. So projects approved are 442, 447, 470 through 481, and 484, 486, and project 482. Powder Hollow Well 1. They are WICA eligible as defined by Connecticut General Statutes, paragraph 16-262V1. The company also seeks recovery of cost for 13 completed projects. In total, the project represents the replacement of 29.
Okay, we have
completed and in service for the benefits of customers. In summary, the authority authorizes an incremental water infrastructure and conservation adjustment surcharge of 0.91% as the result of Connecticut Water Company completing 13 WICA eligible projects with a total cost of $9,779,346. The company's cumulative WICA surcharge effective July 1st, 2022 on a bill surrendered basis.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I'll move adoption of this docket.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. The docket has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski?
Yes.
Commissioner Karen?
Yes.
Thank you. The decision has been adopted. We will move to the next item on our agenda, docket number 210808, the petition to establish a docket pertaining to Public Act 21-162, an act concerning the solicitation of new fuel cell electricity generation projects. I'm going to turn to Authority staff, Ms. Prima McDonald, for a presentation of this decision.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Vice Chair Bukowski and Commissioner Karen. In this decision, the authority approves 3 fuel cell generation projects submitted by Eversource Energy pursuant to Section 16-244Y, subsection A of the General Statutes of Connecticut. 5 of the proposed projects submitted by Eversource are not approved. Section 16-244Y, subsection A of the statute required the EDCs to conduct a fuel cell generation solicitation process and to submit any selected projects to the authority for review by January 1st of 2022. Eversource filed a motion requesting approval of 8 fuel cell projects with a total capacity of 21.2 megawatts. Eversource selected but did not seek approval for a 2.8 megawatt project because the bidder declined to execute the agreement with Eversource by the solicitation deadline. At the same time, UA filed compliance indicating that it would not submit any selected bids for review and approval by the authority. First, the authority evaluated these projects by doing a standard review pursuant to Section 16-244Y, subsections A, B, and C. And the projects that met the threshold in this phase were further evaluated pursuant to Section 16-19 and 16-19E to determine their prudency by considering whether the costs and associated services are just, reasonable, and in the public interest. The standard review, the authority finds that the 8 projects submitted by Eversource met the eligibility requirements under Section 16-244Y, A, B, and C. To determine their prudency, the authority compared the project's cost to the corresponding alternative that can provide the same customer energy savings or distribution grid reliability and resilience benefits, depending on their application. Specifically, 3 selected projects, behind the meter projects. We compared the project's cost against the cost of similar projects that provide energy savings to customers. And for the 5 front of the meter projects, we compared the project cost against the cost of similar projects that provide distribution grid reliability and resilience benefits. The authority finds that the 3 behind the meter projects meet the statutory requirements and for approval under Section 16-244Y. As such, the authority does approve these projects and associated service agreements filed by Eversource. However, the 5 front of the meter projects do not qualify under 16-244Y subsection C because it was not adequately demonstrated to us that such projects would enhance distribution system reliability. Similarly, we found that even if the projects qualified, insufficient evidence was provided to support the finding of these projects' costs and services are reasonable and in the public interest, particularly because Eversource's comprehensive resiliency plan can provide a higher level of resiliency at a lower cost per customer. I move that this decision be adopted by the Commission.
Thank you, Ms. McDonald. Is there a motion?
I move adoption, Madam Chairman.
Second.
Thank you. The decision has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I would ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. The decision has been adopted. We'll turn to the third item on today's agenda, docket number 220114, the 2022 PURA report to the General Assembly concerning lost and unaccounted for gas. We'll turn to Authority Engineer Saeed Hussein to present the decision for the report for the panel's consideration, please.
Good morning. General Statutes of Connecticut Section 16-34A requires the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority to report to the General Assembly no later than July 1st of each year on loss accounted for gas. Pursuant to the statute, the report should include a description of the reasons for each gas company's percentage of lost gas, recommendations for each gas company's gas leak reduction strategy, a description of each gas company's current gas leak monitoring system program, and the number of leaks and causes of such leaks throughout the entire gas distribution system in the state. Law of gas is an accounting concept and rate-making tool developed to balance the receipts and deliveries of gas. During a 12-month period, a difference may arise between the amount of natural gas injected into a distribution system and the gas measured at customers' meters. This difference is accounted for using the concept of law of gas. The law of gas metric is comprised of various sources such as measurement and accounting errors, stolen gas, and pipe leaks. Ensuring that the LECs control law of gas to a reasonable and prudent level is the role of state public utility commissions, given that excessive law of gas results indicate that customers are paying too much for gas, and because high levels of law of gas may also indicate excessive leaks or utility mismanagement in repairing or replacing leaking pipes. Based on the authority's review of the 2021 law of compliance filings submitted by CNG Southern and Yankee, the LECs complied with the statutory requirements regarding law of gas reporting. For calendar year 2021, CNG Southern and Yankee each reported a law of gas percentage below the statutory maximum of 3%. The authority continues to evaluate the implementation of the LEC's leak monitoring and gas reduction programs. Pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 16-34A, the authority will continue to require that the LECs provide an annual report to the authority concerning the law of gas in their respective service territories. I recommend this report to the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hussein. Is there a motion?
I move adoption, Madam Chairman.
I second, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. The report has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I would ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. The report has been adopted. I'll turn to the fourth item on today's regular meeting agenda, which is the annual election of officers pursuant to Section 16-2B of the General Statutes of Connecticut. I will open up with a motion that we nominate Mr. John W. Bukowski III to be the Vice Chairman for another term starting July 1, 2022 through June 30th of 2023. Is there a second?
Second, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. The motion has been made and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I will ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes. Congratulations to our Vice Chairman for another term. So we will move on. Is there a motion for the office of Chairman?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to thank my colleagues, particularly Commissioner Karen, for his vote of enthusiasm for re-electing me as vice chairman. Appreciate it very much. I have a little bit more to say at our next meeting, but it gives me a great deal of pleasure to nominate Marissa Gillette as chairman for the term beginning July 1st of 2022 through June 30th of 2023. I
would enthusiastically second.
Thank you. Motion has been regularly made and seconded. If there are no questions or comments, I would ask Mr. Compton to please take the roll.
Chairman Gillette,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Thank you. And I enthusiastically accept. I look forward to another term with you gentlemen. So that completes our regular calendar. We're going to turn to our consent calendar on which there are 6 items. So seek a motion to adopt the consent calendar in full.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Second.
Thank you. The consent calendar has been regularly moved and seconded. We'll ask Mr. Bumpin to please take the roll, please.
Chairman Gillette,
yes.
Vice Chairman Bukowski,
yes.
Commissioner Karen,
yes.
Thank you. The consent calendar has been adopted in full. With that, we have reached the end of our regular meeting agenda. We will adjourn and reconvene next Wednesday, June 29th at 10 a.m. by remote teleconference for our next regular meeting. And we wish everybody a good rest of the day, a good week, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.